The Stove Network's Atlas Pandemica project began in June 2020 and was part of our region's response to the COVID emergency, in which there were remarkable examples of community support, ingenuity and kindness during the lockdown crisis. And the 10 Atlas Pandemica artists each worked alongside a community that was impacted by COVID to support, listen, collect learning from how people were responding to the pandemic. The project was an excellent example of innovative partnership working between the council and the local community.
I did not realise I lived in an oak country, but you know what they say, you only find what you're looking for. Stability, sanctuary, heartwood, something to build with in the future.
You build buddy schemes to connect in your remoteness. You miss human contact more than you could ever know. You don't believe you would have coped without your colleagues. All of them, from the council and beyond. You realise how those spokes have flexed and latticed, how they've woven organically until one day you think, actually we're not a hub at all, we're a plant. Here, we're planted here. We're a tree with roots and branches, some are full of leaves.
The project was conceived as a response to the coronavirus lockdown, to show the value of creativity as a means of helping communities to imagine a new future. And that lockdown really did offer the time to reflect where new futures did seem possible. And Atlas Pandemica was a way to facilitate that conversation with the communities of Dumfries. So, thank you so much to Dumfries and Galloway Council for hosting both Karen Campbell as a writer-in-residence and for the ongoing partnership with the creative sector. And the support and commitment really does make Dumfries and Galloway a wonderful place. Thank you.
Just want to mention very briefly about Atlas Pandemica as well. It was something that, for me personally, it was a sort of creative lifesaver. It really got me through the pandemic, because at a time when writing felt a bit indulgent, when the real world was so bad and awful and topsy-turvy, when Atlas Pandemica put the call out for artists to get involved, it became something purposeful. It was Joe's job to map the seasons. But how can you garden when the seasons stop? They sent him home. Time to go, Aldrin, they said. Away up the road and geese peace. They didn't say that, but that's what it felt like. What it feels like, day after day, sitting in his living room with summer going on outside. Him, a man for all weathers. Joe, who'll die with his mud-encrusted boots on. Wasting away the hours watching Bargain Hunt, because the thought of watching Gardener's World hurts too much. His veins are itchy with the need to be in the soil. It's an ache inside, a hunger that no amount of chocolate biscuits will assuage.
What was, what is, what's remembered. The lost leave a hole shaped like themselves, that air disturbs around. You notice when least looking a shimmer of distance that murmurs the heart. Stuff and someone seep in, you think to the edges until a bright day. A turn of the light, some old thing in an underused drawer catches throat and blurs the eye. Let the living be themselves. What's gone wants to fossilize, precise ammonite to perimeter, changed utterly to stone. We see the surface, gild those parts we cherish most. But what survives is that disturbed air. The stories we tell ourselves of the past preserved.
It feels very fitting to accept this. As you're probably aware, this Springville Tower that we're in now was used as a place of science back in the 1800s, and it's also now become a place of history and also of community. So it's a very fitting place, I think, for this to reside. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much today.